everybody, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed the first sessions and are ready to have another go at our video yoga while we're in lockdown. So come on, let's grab our comfortable seat. We'll be sitting on a blanket so we can prop ourselves up. Sitting simple cross-legged or legs stretched out, whatever's comfortable for you. Okay, and we'll take our hands to our thighs, to the knees, palms facing up, receiving from above. Okay, lift up, roll the shoulders back. Keep that height up, lifted as we close our eyes. Breathe in rich and full. Exhale it out. So we're going to really work on some nice deep breathing here at the beginning. Getting our lungs ready for winter and keeping them exercised will just always benefit us through to help with de-stressing, winding us down and getting ready for some movement. Okay, and it helps with our movement, whether just in our sessions here or anything that we're doing, walking, gardening, and then helps with that mind as well, just to calm down, relax. In through the nose and out through the nose. Belly is soft, allowing it to expand with each breath. And allowing the organs inside to be become more available, whether it's for digestion in the intestines, in the colon, or whether we're working on toxin removal. Breath will be assisting that because they're ever moving organs in process, not moving, but always in process of elimination and helping us gain energy as well. And so good for our cardiovascular muscles too, which keep us ticking over. So giving them a massage and helping them to move the blood through our veins, which helps to oxygenate our muscles. All play a huge role in just the simple work of inhaling and exhaling. Make sure no tension is held in the jaw and the face, even behind the eyelids. And we carry on like this as we move into our next stretches. Let's breathe in together wherever we're at. Rich inhaling in. Body rises, lifts up, keeping that height as you exhale it all out. One more time, wherever you're at. And at the bottom of your exhale, you bow your chin, taking your hands in front of our heart, gently allowing the eyes to open. Good. And we dive our fingertips down, facing towards our legs, thighs, and we sweep them out and bring our arms up like a temple. And then bending the elbows out wide, taking our hands back to our heart. And we'll repeat. So kind of rolling them forward, breathing them up high, and then elbows out wide in a prayer. Good. Exhale, inhale them up. And exhale back down to heart center. 2 more times. Breathing up, rolling out. Getting the arms moving. You can feel them between the shoulder blades. Little stretch. Last one. And exhale back down to heart center. Good. We'll take our right hand forward, left arm back, and gaze gently to the left. And then we'll swap over. And gazing over towards our right. And then again, switching sides. Breathe up, lift up, exhale over. And once more time. Last one to the right. And back to center. Good. We'll dip the belly, the navel into the belly, into the back spine, tucking the chin. Inhale, breathing, lifting up. Shoulders back. Exhale, scooping round. Inhale, breathing, lifting up. Shoulders back. And exhale. One more time here. We're still exercising our lungs. We're just starting to incorporate the spine. And lifting up, finishing. Beautiful. All right, let's get off our blankets now. And we'll come onto all fours. All right, so a little bit towards the back center of the mat. Arms will come slightly forward, and we're going to do some rolling, flowing down towards the mat on our bellies. If you ever want to watch the first time to get an idea of what we're doing and then joining in, feel free. So we're going to breathe in, elbows in, lower down, and then lifting up, stretching. Just the ribs stay on the mat, so it's a gentle lift up at the chest, so an upper back bend, relaxing down, pressing up, and coming back just to a short child's pose. And then we're going to round right back on up. The hands can move with you if you need more space. Lower down, breathe up, and then exhale, press up, stretching back. All right, so we'll do this 3 more times, just to get some strength in the arms, as well as that spine flowing. And you can go a bit slower than I am. You need to catch up with the heart rate moving, gaining that strength to lower down, lifting up, and then pressing back. And we'll go one more time. Lowering down under the tummy, elbows back, lifting up, and pressing up. And we'll finish in a child's pose. So we're going to take the knees wide. Right, a nice active child's pose. If you do find that the head isn't reaching comfortably down to the mat, please use your blanket, okay? It just helps for the spine to relax, as well as not straining muscles by hovering, okay? So forehead's down wherever it can reach comfortably. Arms are stretched out. Fingertips, hands are spread open. Forearms lifted up off the mat, and we lift up, and we kind of roll the upper arms underneath up past the ears, so to speak, and then we stretch back. So you can feel it opening. If we just sort of lift from the outer arms up, it can really crunch our shoulder blades in the back. Kind of rotate the upper arms in and out, stretch back through the spine like your sit bones are reaching to the wall or space behind you. Tops of the feet are on the mat to help expand in the back. Breathe in, and then exhale, we'll release. Soften, shaking the head a little left and right. And then we're going to steady ourselves and walk the hands over towards the left. Okay? So you want to have the head, but that shoulder, the arm shoulder width apart, and the head evenly spaced in between them. Breathe into all the ribs on the right side of the body. And then we're going to crawl back on over to the right. I might be looking like I'm doing opposite directions to you, as if you're looking in the mirror. Breathe into the right side, left side body. And then back to center. Right. And now let's round ourselves back on up onto all fours and take the knees back under. Okay? So making sure that we have space behind us to stretch the legs back. Okay, we're going to get nice and steady in our arms. The knees are directly into the hips, and the legs we're going to stretch our left leg back. Okay, going to rock back and forth a bit, and then really you're on the ball toe and press out through that heel to stretch that calf muscle. Okay, using the hands to help press back, and then we're going to take the knee back under, and then same on the left side. Okay. So really on the ball toe best you can, help stretch the tops of the feet and stretch back through that calf muscle. Okay. And then back onto all fours. Now we're going to stretch the right leg up and back. So breathing it up, lifting from the inner thigh. Come this way. Really need like a T-shaped mat here. So I have both sides to do. So we're lifting up, and you're lifting up from the inner thigh and long through the crown of the head. Good, and let's go left arm stretching right into it. Good. And then lower down. Okay, and then we're going to lift up our left leg. Okay, left leg lifts up, inner thigh lifts up, strong through those arms, so important. And then right arm, good, and release down. Really good stretch. Okay. Now if you can kind of come back where the toes are curled under, you may need to lift your knees up sooner before sitting your hips down. So we're working our way up to standing. However, you can roll yourself up on your feet. Drop the back of the head, the knees are bent, kind of sway from right to left. We haven't really stretched out our legs yet, so please be gentle here. Okay, little sway back and forth. Okay, and then we're going to round ourselves up. Shoulders come up last, coming up to standing here. Good. At the top, we'll come to the front of our mat if we're not already. We're going to take our feet open, nice and parallel, outer edges of the feet to the outer edges of the mat. So you're going to have to, on your own, check back in on your feet when we're in standing poses to make sure that not only are they in the same line with each other, but that our toes aren't splaying out. Okay, you want to look a nice, almost straight edge with the outsides of the feet. Okay, and this just gives our hip points and our pelvic floor to be in a good alignment. If we kind of, I don't know if you can see, but if we torque in that way, it closes off the hips here, where if we do that, it really pushes everything in alignment, all right? So it crunches here, and that can just cause for difficulties later in life, discs feeling uncomfortable in the back. So our feet, our foundation is just so important and valuable. Okay, shoulders back. We can lift up our 10 toes so we can feel the four corners of our feet evenly pressed in. We lift up through our pelvic floor, a little bend in the knees so we're not hyperextending, but really solid, like the muscles are just hugging into the bones. Okay, shoulders back. Hands spread out wide, fingers open as we lift up. Feel like your thumbs will move in towards each other as we reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, lower down. We have so much space, I'd imagine, so we can go really wide out to the side. Reach on up. Exhale out. Alright, and as we reach up, don't feel like our whole chest is overdoing it. You know, you want to keep this solid composure in our torso, but like you could expand past the ceiling above you. Exhale, release. Alright, let's roll the shoulders out and back. Okay. We're going to crease the knees. We're going to breathe our right arm up high and feel a little back bend at the top, and then exhale, lower, straighten the legs. Okay, left arm thumb facing up. Again, just positioning for the shoulder. Bend the knees a little and reach up high. And exhale, lower, straightening the legs. So a little exercise for the legs, bending the knees as the arm goes up. Now let's take our left arm back a bit. Okay, and then straighten up. And bend as we're at the top. Right arm stretches back. Okay. And then straightening the legs as the arms swap one more time. So when you're at the top, then you can bend into the knees and stretch your lower arm behind you. And then swapping, lifting up, and then bending down into it. Good. And then breathing up. Let's take both arms up high, and exhale down by your side. And roll the shoulders out. All right. We're going to come down to the floor. We're going to tuck our chin, bend the knees first, and then the pelvic floor lifts up a little as you begin to round and really rounding into that back, and feel the weight in the fingertips to help guide and lower you down. So slowly going all the way down to the floor here. And then once you reach the floor, you'll come into a half lift. Let's take our hands to our shins for the first one. Press the shins back into the hands and lead the heart forward, shoulders back. Okay. Exhale, forward bending. Inhale, half lift, shoulders back. Exhale, lower down. One more time, half lift. Shoulders back. Exhale, lower down. Good. Let's crease the knees, and we're going to step our right leg back. All right. So we're on the ball toe, and we'll come into a high lunge. All right. So you want to make sure that the knee isn't, your foot's not back so far that the knee's going over past the ankle. So it's most important that the knee is in line with the ankle. All right. We're up on our fingertips for some space. And we have a tendency to kind of collapse on that front leg. So see if we can lift up a little. All right. And then feel like your inner thigh in the back rotates and lifts up, and that'll help broaden in the hips. Move your front knee over towards your bicep. Breathe in, and then let's swap the legs. Stepping right leg forward, and left leg back. And taking your time to get into that position where the knee is you're in a 90-degree angle with the front leg. Okay, knees over the ankle. And then some energy to broaden, like your knees are moving away from each other. But then at the same time, you lift that back inner thigh up. Okay, shoulders back. Lead through the crown of the head and right out through the back heel. And then we'll step our back foot forward. Well done. Great opening. So make sure the toes again in one line. And forward bend down. We'll open up the heels. We take thumb, index finger into the crease of the elbow, relax the back of the head down, and we're going to try and lift up through the back legs as we rock the weight forward into the toes, to get the forearms closer down towards the earth. Okay? So we're not taking the forearms in towards the shins. They want to reach down towards the earth, and we're not gazing at the mat. You're gazing in between the legs, so the crown of the head is reaching towards the floor. Watch the shoulders don't flop down towards the ears. Draw them back. Shake the head a little, yes and no. Rock the weight forward again, hips up higher, and then release the fingertips down. Take the heels in for a half lift. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Good. Bend the knees and slowly rounding ourselves up to standing. Awesome. Take a moment there if you feel a little dizzy at the top. It's natural too. Okay. And then when you're ready, we'll take the feet together. Again, gazing down, big toes in one line. Our heels are slightly open, and that keeps the outer edges of the feet in line with the outer edge of the mat. Okay. So we'll go into a balancing pose. Some of us like to have our hands away from the side body. Some will have them on our waist. Okay, shoulders back. We're gazing at one space in the floor in front of us for stability and to help with the balancing. Now, the main objective is to be strong on our standing leg, which will be our left side to start. Okay, it doesn't matter how high we're going to lift our right leg. We'll peel our right heel up. You want to work on that foundation here in our standing leg. Our pelvic floor lifts up, shoulders back. Right? And then you're slowly, if available, breathing the right leg up. So it doesn't matter how high, you want to work on just getting strong and stable. Okay? If it's available, you can reach below the kneecap, interlacing the fingers there and hugging the leg up and in with the shoulders back. And then work that standing leg straight. And then slowly lower down. And if at any time we fall out, just go to where you left off or one of the starting positions. Okay, gazing down at the feet, back to our starting point, shoulders back, and then we peel the left heel up. Strong in that standing leg, so yeah, just kind of hug in towards the bone, in towards the midline, and then we go for it. Lifting the knee up, about hip height if you can. Readjust that standing leg as we reach below the knee to hug in if we are going this far. Work that standing leg straight, and then slowly release down, hands back to the waist, pausing with both feet on the ground. Take a breath in and let it out. Awesome. Let's take our feet wide past our mat, and this time we'll fan the toes out wide. Now we're going to be down into a squat, so you want some space here so we can go down, lower down, and then press back on up. Good. And lower down, warming up those legs. All right. We'll do a little bit of pulsing there. There we go. Now this time we'll take the arms up, Shiva pose, so fingertips towards the sky and lower down, lift arms up, and then we'll pull the arms back to parallel with the floor as we're standing up. All right, so arms go up as we lower, and then pulling ourselves up. Good. Strong in those shoulder blades. 2 more times. Good, and pulling ourselves up. Last one, doing awesome. Good. And pulling up. Beautiful, ladies. All right, we'll take the toes back in. We'll do a wide leg forward bend, so we'll hinge at the waist. We'll reach our fingertips down to the floor, take a half lift, and then lower it down. Good. So you can keep the hands in front, or if you want to take the fingertips facing behind you for an arm stretch, shoulder stretch. Rocking the weight forward, keeping your balance. Good. And then we'll take the arms back out front if they weren't already. Inhale, half lift. Okay. We're going to step our right foot so it's at the front of the mat, and our left leg so it's at the back. So take your time. Right foot forward, align with the foot, and left leg back, and we're in our high lunge. Okay. Lifting up here, and let's drop to the back knee. All right, coming up on top of that front thigh. Calm the breath. Winding down. Lower down just a little, just to stretch the back leg. But then we'll come up and we'll breathe the arms up. Reach up high, and let's take our palms together. A modified warrior one. Good. Lift our pelvic floor up a bit, and then see if you can lower down into that lunge. Okay. And then we'll take lift up in the knees, taking our hands to our heart. Okay. And then we're going to take our hands inside the front foot, heel toe our right foot to the outside of the mat, and roll to the outer edge. So real important to flex the toes up, lifting up. Okay, really relax the shoulders back and come down onto our palms. And now you can gaze up at any time. Should be familiar with this stretch where we can relax the back of the head down, and we're just working into our hip. And we might stay up as lifted as we are the whole time. We might take our blankets to help us come down onto forearms eventually. So no rush getting into it. Just taking the knee wide and the shoulders back. Good. And if at any time you want to come down into our blankets. Okay. Big hip opener. So if we're holding any emotions in, you might feel a bit stiffer than normal. We're just working through tightness in hips. Okay, inhale in. And then slowly we'll lift ourselves up. Well done. Okay, relax the front foot down. You can move the blanket forward as we take the right knee back and our left foot forward, left hand to the outside of our front leg, curl the toes under in the back and lift up into our high lunge. Okay, expand out, stretching that hip out, and then we will drop back down to the back knee and come up onto our front thigh. Okay, we're going to soften down in those hips for a moment, just to have a little stretch in that back leg and the top, and then we lift up and we breathe our arms up, prayer position up above, and then we lower down in the hips if available for modified warrior one. Good. Breathe in and out. Good. And then sweep the arms back around. Breathe ourselves up, heart open to the top, and then we fold over our front leg. Good. We take our left foot, front foot to the outside of the mat and rolling to the outer edge, taking the toes up, protects the knee. We're down on our palms. So again, you can stay here, relaxing back of the head, most important, and then slowly lowering down with your breathing, taking your time, no rush. Okay? Good. Okay, each side's different, taking our blanket if we need to, coming down onto your forearms. Relaxing down, acknowledging that one side might be a little bit tighter than the other. I'm just working with the differences. You might want to revisit just a simple stretch that you know you have difficulty with at a later time throughout the week to really improve your posture and opening. And then when you're ready, take an inhale to lift ourselves up. Blanket off to the side again. We'll take our front foot into the middle. We curl our back toes under and lifting ourselves up, and we're going to step our back leg forward, coming into a forward bend. Good. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Rounding and coming on up to standing. Just going to grab a drink of water. Okay. Now we'll start with some standing on the mat. Okay. We're going to take our right foot forward and our left leg to the back. And you're going to try and get it back as far as you can, and we're going to have it pivoted for getting ready for warrior 2 pose. Okay, so we're on a 45-degree angle in the back. Our front foot is nice and straight and forward in the middle of the mat or as close to it. We lift up for a pelvic floor, and then we're going to expand our arms out wide. Okay, check the back arm in the same plane as our front arm. And then as we soften into this front knee, I'm going to spin myself around as I guide you. Softening into that front knee, you really want to make sure that as we lower down, the knee likes to come in towards the big toe side and towards the center of the mat. So you really want some energy taking it over. And if you notice as I go down, I'm not falling forward, but I'm staying lifted, the spine right in between the pelvic floor, the shoulders down the back, and we expand out through the arms. We are even light on our feet, lifting our 10 toes up, not gripping the mat. Breathe in, gaze is soft, maybe even a little smile. Good. And then breathing ourselves on that, relax the arms down. Okay, we will we'll pivot the toes in, okay? So you're facing more forward, and then we pivot our left toes to be straight out in front, okay? And our right foot comes in on that 45-degree angle, okay? Your pelvic floor is tilted up and lifted, shoulders down the back, arms expand out, and then we soften into that front knee, okay? We're nice and centered with our spine over our pelvic floor, and then we flip our palms up, gazing over our front fingertips, receiving from above. Again, a little smile. Remember, yoga doesn't need to be so serious. Light and lifted, maybe even closing your eyes at any time. Feel like your legs are so strong, they're drawing in towards your center line, right up through the crown of the head. Open the eyes if they're closed. We flip our palms down and we breathe our front legs straight. I'm just going to pivot myself around so I can be forward with you. Okay. So then we're going front leg straight. We'll relax the arms down and we'll take both feet to face front. Okay. If you need to adjust yourselves like me, please do so. So we're all facing front. Our arms come out wide, stretching up through the fingertips, and then we're going to hinge at the hips. And we're going to reach the fingertips down. So we're coming back into a wide leg stretch. Okay, you almost feel like your feet are pigeon-toed feeling. So again, it just aligns the outer edge of the feet with the sides of the mat. Okay, so instead of folding down, we're going to take our right hand into the center, whether a flat hand or on the fingertips, however we can reach. And the wider the stance, the easier it is. And the left hand to the waist. Okay. You're going to feel yourself lift up a little, and then we're going to twist over to the left, rolling the shoulders back, just gazing past the side of your mat there. Okay, feel drawing up the legs into our core, and if it's available, we'll breathe that left arm up high to the sky. You can either still gaze past the side of the mat or gazing up towards your thumb. Okay, back, taking your gaze center. And then towards the floor as we take the hand back to the waist, square the heart, and switch the hands around. Right hand to the waist. Okay. Breathe up, strong arm on the floor, and then we twist over to the right. Shoulder draws back, gazing ahead, past the side of the mat. And if available, taking the right arm up high, and then maybe gazing up towards your thumb. And then hand back to the waist, squaring the heart back towards the floor, and both hands down. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, forward, bend into it. And then hands to the waist, bending the knees, we'll round ourselves up. Well done, everyone. Strong standing series. Okay. Gently walking your feet back in. And take a breath. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video because I need to do it in 2 clips, and we'll be back very soon.